All right, let's jump right in. We need to talk about a feeling that so many of us know way too well. You know the one. On the outside, everything looks great, successful even. But on the inside, it feels like you're stuck, kind of empty. Well, we're going to get practical here, figure out why that happens, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it.
This quote from the poet Pash, wow, it just hits you right in the gut, doesn't it? And he's not talking about some big dramatic failure. No, he's talking about something quieter, slower. It's that feeling of just giving up on what you could have been. And that feeling, that's what we're going after today.
So let's put a face to this feeling. Meet Amit. He's 26, works in IT, pulling in a great salary. I mean, on paper, the guy has crushed it, right? But his reality is him, late at night, just endlessly scrolling through travel vlogs and asking himself that one question: is this it? It's not sadness, it's just a profound numbness. And here's the thing, Amit is not alone, not by a long shot.
Yeah, Amit's story isn't just one guy's story. A recent Gallup poll found something, honestly, pretty staggering. 79% of workers in South Asia feel disengaged from their jobs. Let that sink in. That is almost 8 out of every 10 people you know feeling trapped, just waiting for the weekend. This isn't a personal failing, folks. This is a full-blown epidemic.
So how did we get here? Why are so many of us stuck? Well, a huge part of the problem is the advice we've been fed our whole lives. So let's start there. Let's completely dismantle the biggest myth of them all.
See, a lot of us get trapped in what Stanford researchers call a fixed mindset. We believe passion is some kind of hidden treasure, right? Like you have to find a map and one day, boom, you'll discover it. But that's not how it works. The reality is what's called a growth mindset. Passion isn't something you find, it's something you grow. Think of it like a plant. You have to water it with effort and curiosity for it to ever become a tree.
Author Cal Newport just nails this. He says that advice, follow your passion, it's completely backwards. It makes us sit around and wait for inspiration to strike. But the real secret is to develop a skill first, getting really, truly good at something. Because when you get good, you get control, you make an impact. And that feeling of mastery, that's the spark that actually ignites the fire of passion.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. If it's that simple, why are 8 out of 10 people still stuck? That's a fair question. It's because knowing the formula isn't enough. There are some very real, very powerful traps out there designed to keep us right where we are.
And this brings us to the biggest trap of them all, the EMI cycle. Oh, you know this one. It starts so innocently, right? An education loan. Then comes the first job to pay it off. But hey, you deserve a nice bike, then a car, more EMIs, and then the big one, the dream home with a 20-year loan. And just like that, step by step, the bars of the golden cage have slammed shut, and you're locked in.
And it's not just about the money, is it? There's all this other stuff going on in our heads. The fear of failure, like a woman named Neha who almost gave up her baking dream after one bad review. There's huge social pressure from people who just don't get it. And here's a wild one, lack of exposure. The average student knows about 15 career paths, but there are over 12,000 of them. We're forced to pick a lane so early, we never even get to see the rest of the highway.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty bleak, I get it. But here's where things turn around. There is a way out, and it's not some fluffy, abstract idea. It's a simple, practical framework to actually build the career you care about.
The formula has 3 steps, the 3 E's. Super easy to remember. First, explore. This means looking outward, not inward. Sample everything. Get curious. Second, engage. Get your hands dirty. Stop thinking and start doing. Little projects, small experiments. And third, excel. Once you find something that clicks, that gives you that buzz, you go all in and build a real skill.
Now that engage step might sound like a lot of work, but check this out. Author Josh Kaufman discovered it only takes about 20 hours of focused practice to get surprisingly good at something new. 20 hours. That's just 45 minutes a day for about a month. This is totally, completely doable.
So, while you're in that engage phase, trying all these new things, what's your compass? How do you know which one is the right one? You chase this feeling, flow state. You know what I'm talking about. It's when you're so deep into what you're doing that the whole world just melts away. You forget to eat. You don't even look at your phone. Time disappears. That feeling. Chase that.
And for that final step, to excel, you need one secret ingredient. It's called grit. Researcher Angela Duckworth defines it simply as passion plus perseverance. Her work proved that grit, not talent, not IQ, is the single greatest predictor of success. And the best part? You're not born with it. Grit is a muscle. You build it.
You know, following this 3E formula, it's about more than just escaping a bad job. It's about more than a side hustle. This is the path to building something much, much bigger, a real sense of purpose.
The Japanese have a beautiful word for this, ikigai. It basically means your reason for being, and they see it as the sweet spot right in the middle of four things: what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. When you find something that lands right in the center of all four, that's your ikigai.
But here is the absolute key, the most important thing to remember today. Just like passion, you do not find your ikigai. You don't just stumble upon it. You build it, brick by brick, action by action. It's the end result of all that exploring, engaging, and excelling.
All right, I can almost hear the gears turning in your head right now. That little voice that says, yeah, sounds great, but it won't work for me because we all have that voice. So let's take on those excuses one by one.
Now, seriously, take a second. What's yours? What's the go-to reason your brain serves up whenever you think about making a change? Come on, be honest with yourself. Let's run through the greatest hits, shall we? Number 1, I'm too old. Reality check, the average age for a major career change is 39. Number 2, my parents won't agree. Okay, so don't convince them with words, show them with results. Let your small wins do the talking. Number 3, I don't have any money. Exploration is free. Learning to code, write, or draw, you can start most of these for almost nothing.
And I've got one last surprising fact that changes everything. This isn't an either-or situation. You don't have to choose between your day job and your passion project. In fact, research shows that having a creative side project actually makes you better at your main job. You're less burned out, you're more creative. It is a total win-win.
Look, most of us have that little voice inside, the one that whispers, "You're meant for more than this." The sad truth is, about 85% of people just learn to ignore it. But the fact that you're still with me right now means your voice is still fighting. Please, don't be one of the people who lets it fade away.
So what's the very first step? It's simple. Tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight. Just spend 1 hour exploring a list of different careers. No pressure, no big decisions. Just make a list of 30 that spark even a tiny flicker of curiosity. That's it. That is the start of the explore phase.
You know what? Scratch that. Why even wait until tonight? This whole journey doesn't start with some giant leap. It starts with one small step, one decision. All it takes is 45 minutes. Your time starts now.